Hello, and welcome to the Psychology Diary podcast, where we talk about everything mental health. In this episode, my guest will be Clare. Clare is a film producer, a voiceover artist, a Rotary image chair, content developer, kids mentor, product model, radio host, and founder of Clare Cares Foundation. She's an amazing woman and she was an incredible guest. Listen to this interview. Tell me more of you. I see you wear many hats.
Yes, I do wear many hats. Yes. So should I start?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. I run Clare Cares Foundation. It's a foundation that caters for kids. Um, Not just kids. Well, young people. We send young people back to school, provide educational materials to schools in rural areas. Um, I also organize pep talks in schools. I take advantage of international days like the World Menstrual Hygiene Day, International Day of the Girl Child, and some other special days. And I go to schools to talk to them. And of course, do this honorarium of giving out sanitary towels and educating them on um, good health care and the rest of them. I also have the tradition of doing the Feed 1000 every December. I pick a specific area in Lagos State as this is where I'm based for now. So I organize the Feed 1000 for the community, give out food to 1,000 people, and then we just have more like a mini Christmas party before the Christmas itself. Then in February, March, I try to get about 10 to 15 people who I can buy jam forms for, and they also follow up on their lessons. Yeah, so in between, things can actually come up. I'm one who is open for collaborations with organizations, but I'm also very careful because I've met a lot of people who just want to do stuff because they need to achieve something, if you understand what I mean. So I need to always ask questions to understand their vision, if it aligns with mine, if it's for a good cause, and all of that. So I'm actually open for collaborations in the year as much as I have or we have goals lined up for the year. Then I do voiceovers, which sincerely is not something that is a 24/7 thing. You have to meet someone who knows somebody that knows somebody that wants to run a voiceover for an ad or commercial, as the case may be. And that's owing to the fact that I was on radio at some point. Um, if I have to calculate the years I was on radio, I think I would say 6 years plus. Yes, so radio was the start of a good life for me. It was, I mean, I've always wanted to do something that had communication in it. And then radio was just a pointer for me. I took advantage of it and it was all good. I mean, most of the contacts I have today are from the radio experience I've had. And it was a good opener for me. It opened doors for me. Yes, it did. Then
Oh,
I'm into filmmaking. Um, for a while, I've been doing production management in quotes for people when they want to shoot their movies. And if I have to, I'll also help people produce their movies if I'm not doing mine. Then I've also directed few short films that are topical, one on rape violence, another on violence, and there's one that had to do with fiction. Um, what else do I do? Which other hats do I wear?
I,
Okay,
you,
so I'm
you
also
product model.
interested in. Sorry.
I heard you're a product model.
Oh yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay, the thing is, I love to take pictures. Like I like to be the one people snap. Let me put it that way. It's not like like to handle the camera. So I like to be the one you would take, use the camera on. So my interest grew, and a few people um understood the fact that, oh, this picture taking that you do can actually fetch money for us, right? So when we have a product or we have someone who wants to market uh, anything, we'll call you and then you do adverts for them. And I'm like, okay, fine. So initially it was just like, oh, a fun thing. Then after a while it became, oh, okay, so this is what we have, and I mean, is the offer okay? Can we do this? Can we do that? And then that was how it kicked off, you know. And I also have interest in kids with special needs, you know, kids who have autism, kids who have Down syndrome, um, attention disorder, and the rest of them. Basically, I am particular about the mental health or the mental well-being of kids or people around me. So that's I think that's it. I think that's it.
Great. So how can children be protected against bullies?
How can children be
Protected against bullies.
okay? Yeah, so it starts from the home. Like, you need to make your children understand. You need to make your children understand when it is wrong to call you names, or when it is not. You know, there's sometimes we just take a lot of things for granted. So your child comes back home and tells you, oh, mommy, this boy um called me a fat dog, or called me something, and then you go, oh, don't mind him. And then inside the child is battling this whole fear of going to school or meeting this person and being called that name. Before you know it, he start retracting. Before you know it, he wants to be on his own. Before you know it, I'll give you an example. I went visiting my cousin once upon a time, and that's like 2 years ago, and I had met her daughter before. You know, I've stayed with them for a couple of months, so I knew her. So the next time I came in, I noticed she was really, if you just mention her name, or if you try to stop her, she's scared, she cries, she drops everything and she runs inside. I noticed, and I called the mother and said, Dima, didn't you notice that there's something about your daughter? She said, like what? And then I told her, like, the last time I came, this wasn't how she used to behave. So what went wrong? And she said, that she doesn't, no. And then she said, come here. Is there anything wrong? You don't do that. You know, psychologically, how do you expect the child to answer you in front of me? She's your daughter, right? So you need to call her in and ask her, what's wrong with you? Why are you behaving like that? Before, you used to play with this, why you not play? Why are you outside? Why are you inside alone? Come out, come and join your daughter. No, if come and join your sister. If this is not happening, if someone tells you something like this, tell me. Or when the person tells you that, tell the person you are not a dog, or tell the person I will report. You know, there are certain things you need to tell your child to be able to confront issues. So if a child comes home and tells you, don't tell the person, don't mind him. No, let the person be able to confront that child, or whoever it is that is trying to bully her. Bullying mentally destroys a child. Even for an adult, it destroys an adult's mindset. So if someone constantly tells you, you're too fat, now it depends also on the context to which it's being said. It's different when I say, you're actually getting fat. Okay, what you do? And it's different when I say, you're actually very fat. Why are you like this? There are two different ways of saying this thing. Even the first one isn't so good, because you really don't know why people get fat. You really don't know what the person is facing at the time. I have learned this over the years. I mean, this might have to be the first time I'm saying this, but I've been battling fibroid as a woman, all right? And for me, it was making me put on so much weight. So for some people, they might be reducing in size, in body weight. So a lot of people at the time would always say, Claire, you're so fat. Why are you fat? See your arm. It was almost going to get to me, but I told myself, man, whatever. They don't even know what I'm facing, so to hell. But I blocked my ears to it. I blocked my mind to it. How many people can confidently do that? Do you understand? So, like I told my cousin before I left, I said, you need to call her. Ask her. Don't let anybody be around you. Don't talk to her like, come here. What? No, call her and say, and pet her. Tell her, I like how you used to play before. Why are you not playing with them? And tell me what happened. She eventually did it, and she found out that it was a teacher in her school that kept on bullying her. Because for every time she failed, the teacher calls her, Olodo, you can never get it, you don't know it. So it continued like, because I remember even trying to help her with her homework. She didn't say, teacher, I won't get it, I can't get it. My auntie said I will not get it, that I don't know anything. It stuck there. So even this bullying thing is not just about your mates bullying you. Even an older person can bully you. Unconsciously, she may not even know that she's doing that. But she's really tormenting this child, and mentally the person might not be stable for a long while. And that's why you see sometimes there's some kids who are just, into themselves. They may not naturally be quiet people or people who want to be on their own, but because of things that have happened around them, which they don't want to tell mommy, or they try to tell mommy or daddy, but nothing was done. And you know what? The result is just staying on their own. So it needs to start from, they said charity begins at home. Start from home and let your child be able to talk to you. Let him or her be able to say, mommy, this was what happened. This was a mistake I made. Yes, flog the child. If you have to flog the child, shout, scream if you want to do it, but at least do something so that it doesn't repeat itself again. So that
Oh,
I'm of the opinion that it starts from home and you can help the child.
great. Amazing. 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 So how has the work at Clare's Care Foundation served as a positive driver of helping disadvantaged people?
Okay, so let's start from when I visit schools. So when I visit schools, a lot of the teachers would tell me, oh, there are some, I need to show you some students, some specific students. This is, they are shy. They don't know how to walk with their friends. They don't know how to answer questions. On the assembly ground, their heads are face down. They don't know how to talk in public. They don't know how to do this. They don't know how to do that. They feel they can't speak English as good as the next person. So they rather keep quiet. So but the good thing is I don't go alone when I visit schools for pep talks. I go with other people, like people who can train, people who can mentor, people who can teach. So we work on, as much as we are trying to teach other people, we also work specifically on those ones who the teachers must have pointed, please help us with this child, please help us with this child. I remember a girl, I can't remember her name now. Her school is Sound Hope. Yes, Sound Hope International School. Her teacher, her principal called me aside and said, please help us work on this girl. She can't talk when people are talking. She can't stand with others. If she's walking, she's putting her head down because she's very shy. She feels intimidated. She feels, her self-esteem is not upright and all that. We had to work on her. If you go there now, the first person who will want to tell you, oh, welcome to our school, blah, 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 she's the one. And then over time too, when we go to communities to do some maybe basic health talk and all that, we educate mothers on little things they need to know, to at least to save these children from getting infections. We also try to talk to agberos. Sometimes we can just do some kind of talk outside and please hold on. Sometimes we might just want to do some kind of talk for the community and just say, okay, you know what, let's talk to the agberos. Let's try to talk to them about cleanliness, because I'm more about hygiene too, as much as I want to educate people on going back to school and having one thing to call their own. I still think hygiene is very, very, very important. So the little we've done, we've been able to educate people on good hygiene. Like they say, cleanliness is next to godliness, and that is something we need to always preach. We've also helped children, be more open to either their guardian or their parent or whoever it is to stay with. There's this thing I learned over time, which is maintenance culture. So when I go to a school to talk to, teach them one or two things, I still do follow-ups to be sure that which has been taught is being implemented one way or the other. As much as you want to teach someone something today, it doesn't mean the next day the person will change. So the person needs some kind of subtle reminder every now and then, or just once in a while. You do a subtle reminder so the person would always remember, oh, okay, let me go back to this new thing that has been taught. So I think we've made impact in different ways through our reach out. We've tried to talk to people. We tried to teach kindness too, not just to the disadvantaged people, but also via my social media. I try to preach kindness. A lot of people want to wait till they have 1 million before they try to help, before they try to do anything. Sometimes that when you wait for that 1 million, it may never come. So why don't you help with the 5 naira? They said with the little you have, if you can help one person, you've helped a nation, right? So if you have 10 naira, please go out and use the 10 naira and help somebody.
Okay, great. If you could take one thing to heaven after you leave the world, what would it be?
Okay, I should take one thing to heaven. What will it be? What will it be? Oh my God, Charles. What will it be? Ah, it will be the fact that I taught people to be kind. I don't think I can overemphasize the importance of kindness, really. Um, a lot of times we see people, covered up, looking all happy and all that, but deep down they're going through a lot. I tell you something. On Monday, I posted something because every Monday I try to post on my Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Of course, the same thing. I'm just trying to preach or help one person or encourage one person. And someone sent me a message on Facebook, and this has to be like the first time this has ever happened in maybe 7 years. I started writing on Instagram or something, and he said, as much as I know you encourage people, which isn't easy, I know you also need someone to talk to. Please feel free to talk to me, and it just shows you how um emotionally intelligent that person is, because sometimes the greatest motivational speakers need help. Sometimes the best preachers also need to be preached to. We know these things, we want to help you, but do we also have what it takes to do what we are preaching and telling people to do? No. So we might also need that extra push. Not even extra, we might even need a push. Extra is going too deep. We might just need that push. We might need someone to actually ask sincerely, Claire, how are you today? So I will never stop telling people, try to be kind. I know the society, the world we live in has made it so difficult to help people. You're not sure who you want to help. You're not sure who you don't want to help. But the truth about it is, we need to help people. We need to be kind. So I think I would like to take that. Like, yes, I would go to heaven knowing that I preached about kindness.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm not active on Twitter. I don't really understand that platform. Yes. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Yes.
Okay, great. What is one thing you want to be remembered for?
For kindness. Remember, kindness is encompassing. It's like an umbrella. So kindness could mean not just giving you material things and money. Kindness could mean me being available for you at the time you need me. Kindness could mean that I taught you what you never knew, or I was very insisting on making you come out of your ignorance. Kindness could mean that I give up a lot of things for you. In other words, I sacrifice stuff for you. Kindness is an umbrella. It contains a lot of things. I want to be remembered for that kind person who would give out anything or just sacrifice her time, anything she has for somebody.
Great. Amazing. Amazing. It was nice talking to you, Claire.
Thank you, Charles.
I wish you the very best in the new for the remaining 3 months, rather the remaining 3 months that we have left in the year. So, despite the COVID, we should still try as much as possible to achieve our goals.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So, have a nice day, Claire. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, great. Bye.
All right, then. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Claire was an amazing guest and she's an incredible woman. Do drop a review on this podcast to really help a lot and subscribe. Till next time, be legendary.